So you want to get into car sales. I'm going to show you exactly what to do. All right. In less than 2 years, I was able to sell almost 400 cars at the Chevy dealership that I work at today. I didn't do anything out of this world. It's not rocket science. It's actually very simple, but a lot of people make it very complicated. So this video, if you want something simple, I'm going to show you what to do. And it's actually easier than you might think. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. I will be uploading very constantly here and sharing more information about other careers you might be interested in. All right, let's go. What's going on, guys? My name is Maury Diaz, and again, I work at a Chevy dealership down here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm going to share with you exactly what I did to get started in car sales, okay? The very two basic things that you're going to have to learn and hold in your head for the remainder of this career is how to be likable and how to be approachable. To be likable, just leave your ego at home. Don't look like the world owes you something. Don't look like you're about to just pop because someone's looking at you. You have to be likable. People have to like you. The energy is gonna flow better. You're gonna get better results in your sales. You have to be likable, okay? The second very basic thing you have to learn is how to be approachable, okay? It's not hard, all right? Just don't look like you're mad at the world. Look presentable. Look like someone can actually walk up to you and ask you something and you're not just gonna flip. You know, that's very, very bad in the car business, especially with the perception that most people have about car salesmen with having the ego and not being able to talk to them and they're just money hungry. Okay, we gotta end that. And the only way to end that is to be likable and be approachable. All right, now that we have the very basic things out the way, I'm gonna get into the core aspects of what I did to do what I did in such a short amount of time. All right, let's do this. So before I got into car sales, I was actually in a full-time career in law enforcement. All right, I did that for 8 years. I was a police officer for 5 years and a sheriff for 3. So I had no kind of degree in sales. I had no kind of background. I had no one to guide me along the way. Only my hunger to succeed and actually get ahead, okay? So when I noticed I wasn't making the money I wanted to make in law enforcement, I noticed that my younger brother was making easily over $10,000 a month in car sales down in Florida. So I decided to give it a shot. It was a big risk and I can tell you it definitely paid off. Now, knowing that this was a big risk, I had to really calculate my approach because I do have a family. I had a daughter at the time and I've had my wife, I have a house and everything like that. I had no chance to fail. So what did I do? I actually had to start researching a lot. The days before I started at the car dealership were religiously spent just researching the internet, learning everything I could from Andy Elliott, and trying to be the best salesperson that I could before even touching a customer. All right, I had no training at all before I started. So with all that being said, you have to have a drive, you have to have a hunger, you have to have a reason as to why you're doing this. Okay, you can't just do it just to do it. This can be a very life-changing decision for you. It could either go really bad or it can go really good. It all depends on you, all right? So with that being said, guys, I did all this and I ended up starting as a car salesman at the Chevy dealership. The first thing I did was learn all of the products that were very popular, and then I started learning all the unpopular items or products. That way I can know what I'm talking about when I'm talking to individuals. I didn't touch a customer, nothing. I grabbed the keys to certain vehicles. I did walk-arounds. I learned everything I could about the products because one thing I like about myself, and that I don't know if anyone else does this, but I like to feel confident when I'm talking about what I'm talking about, if that makes any sense. Anyways, product knowledge and all the stuff that I learned on the internet, I try to apply it as soon as I got my first customer. And when did I get my first customer? Well, they gave me a shot the very next day after my first day at the car dealership. So I started on a Saturday. On a Sunday, I actually caught my first up. And for those of you that don't know what an up is someone that actually walks into the dealership or walks on the lot and you guys make contact with them and try to sell them a vehicle. All right, so that is an up. So carrying on, I actually didn't do too bad with that first customer because I ended up selling him, all right? They were literally just getting their oil change. And one of the things that Andy Elliott talks about is actually going into the service department and actually presenting yourself as someone that can take in a trade or give a trade evaluation. I did that. And when I did that and I made the announcement, voila, someone was interested in trading out. Wasn't that cool? But there are certain things, again, that I'm going to tell you right now that I did that really helped me out, and it really will help you out if you pay attention and listen to what I tell you. So number one, learn how to build rapport. Guys, nothing that you do in car sales is going to happen unless you build rapport. If you want to sell a car, you need to build rapport. If you want to have a customer coming back to you, you need to build rapport. If you want the family members that are with the person that's actually buying the car, you need to build rapport. Without rapport, you have nothing, all right? So how do you build it? It's very simple. Smile. It's that simple. Smile, shake their hand, and build rapport. Make it a conversation. Don't be awkward. It doesn't have to be weird. Just talk to the person, okay? All they're there to do is find a product that's gonna fit their needs, their family's needs, something that's going to fix their problem. That is literally all this is. All car sales is fixing someone's problem, all right? You're gonna have different situations throughout your car selling experience. So it could be someone that just had a total loss, so they need a vehicle ASAP. It could be someone that's finally trying to build credit. You have to find these things out. You are there as a guidance, okay? They're there for your help. They want your help. You're gonna guide them to the product that they need, and you're gonna sell them. It's that simple. Become their friend. Have you ever tried to do something with someone that's not your friend? No. So you have to build rapport, okay? That's number one. Very important. You have to build rapport. Do not let this slip your mind. It has to happen. There's no way around it. Number three, you have to stay alert, okay? If you guys are at work, you have to be alert because you're there for a purpose, and the purpose is to sell cars. So if you're distracted on TikTok, distracted on Instagram, distracted texting your buddy about what happened the last few days, guys, you're gonna miss out on opportunities, and these opportunities equal money. All right, and new relationships, because at the end of the day, it's all a career of relationships. You're building relationships with these customers that could potentially give you a financial freedom that you guys have always wanted, but you're only gonna get that if you stay alert and you actually touch every single person that you see. Now, I don't mean physically touch, I mean talk to them, all right? You have to stay alert. Being alert is very key to succeeding in this business, because not only can you be doing phone calls, you can also be doing emails, you can be out on the lot, you can be posting on Facebook. All of these things will equal to you being successful in this business. You have to do it. There's no way around it. Stay alert, stay focused. Remember why you got into this profession. Guys, number four, and probably the most important tip on this list, is learning how to deal with objections, okay? Objections are the bread and butter of this business. You will not have a successful career if you don't know how to deal with objections. A very simple one that you're gonna run into out on the lot is one that everybody knows. Even someone that doesn't know that they're saying it is going to tell you, okay? I'm just looking. That is literally, those words right there, you're gonna hear those words more than anything else in this business. I'm just looking. And what should you tell those people when they tell you that? Well, you should ask them a question. Hey, Mr. Customer or Mrs. Customer, is there anything I could possibly show you? I have a big inventory here on the lot. You might not be able to see them, but I do have some more vehicles out in the back. Could I help you find what you need today? Boom, that's it. It doesn't have to be complicated. There's no mathematical formula. You're pretty much talking to them. You didn't disregard what they said or anything like that. You're just building a conversation. And guess what? That ties into building rapport, because now you weren't rude when they told you that. You were actually nice, and now you're being a resource that they might need to find the vehicle they want. Because the last thing you want to do is let someone go after they tell you, I'm just looking, and then you look behind you and they're with an actual professional salesperson getting closed and possibly test driven, and that is now a deal on the board. And guess what? All you're gonna be able to tell your manager is, well, I was talking to them first. No, that's not your customer. You let them go. You let that opportunity go. So learn how to deal with objections. That's a very simple objection, and that is a very simple way to combat it, okay? You have to learn how to combat objections. That's the bread and butter. Please, if you did not catch anything in this video, you have to get that nailed down to the T. All right, so rewind it if you didn't get it, because you have to learn that. All right, let's move on. Number 5, don't be greedy. You might have a time where 2 customers of yours are going to show up at the same time. Let's say these customers, you have not worked them at all, okay? There's a difference. If you have one that's already just ready to go to finance and you already did all the paperwork and then you're working someone else, that's completely different. But if you have 2 individuals show up at the same time and you have not worked anything with them, you're working with them from scratch, you still don't know what their needs are or anything like that, guys, you cannot be greedy and try to work both of them at the same time, because one thing you will hear from other salespeople, from managers, successful managers and everything like that, is that a half a deal is better than no deal, okay? So listen again, half of a deal is better than no deal. So what does that mean? You're gonna have to split it. And that leads me into tip number 6, which is just splitting the deal with someone else, okay? You're gonna have to let your ego go, let your pride go out the window. You're not gonna be able to work 2 customers from scratch at the same time. You're just not gonna be able to. So tip number 6 is make sure you are splitting your deals when you have to, okay? This is actually can be very, very strategic if you do it properly, because let's say you split a deal one day and then on one of your days off, you have a customer come in, you have that same buddy that split that deal with you earlier, split that deal, and now you have a full unit. And that leads me to the next tip, which is making sure you're going for your bonus, all right? Your bonus is important. This is where you make a lot of money, okay? You do not want to leave this money sitting on the table. For example, our first bonus at my dealership is at 12 units. So once you sell 12 units, that's your first bonus. Let's say I have 11 units out and it's the last day of the month and I end up getting a split with someone else and I'm at 11 and a half. But earlier in the month, if I had split a deal that I actually lost, a full deal that I lost just because I got greedy, that one split from that deal I could have just gave to someone else so we could split it together, that one deal would have completed that final X, making it number 12. All right, so all of this intertwines with each other. You have to split your deal when you have to. If you don't, things like that will happen. Trust me, I see it happen all the time, okay? So make sure you're splitting your deals when you have to. Make sure you're going for your bonus, because the bonus gives you a lot of money, okay? And it's not money that the customers are paying you. It's money that you're making because you're hitting your quota, all right? So make sure you're going for that. Do not leave that money on the table, because that literally could double or even triple your income. And this leads me to the final tip, guys. Make sure you guys are making friends out at the dealership. Do not make enemies. The last thing you want is a coworker that hates your guts. You do not want that. You don't want any bad blood in the air. That just makes the environment very toxic, and dealerships are already very cutthroat. So the last thing you want is just to go around and make enemies, all right? So try and keep people on your good side, because you never know when you're going to need them. I hope you guys found some value in this video. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions or have any requests of people that I need to interview or career fields that you want me to cover, please go ahead and put it in the comment section. I would love to hear it from you. I am going to share my personal experience, like law enforcement and other stuff like that, content creation, music. Yes, I did pursue a career in music before. I will share all that with you guys. Just please subscribe and like the videos. This is going to help me out tremendously. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.